This Good Morning Northwest Morning Sprint is brought to you by Bill's Heating and Air Conditioning.
It is 6:53, time to get you ready to take on your Friday in the morning sprint.
Lawmakers in D.C. avoided a government shutdown. City Charles is breaking down those details.
With cold temperatures across the region, our Allison Martinez is live with an organization stepping up to help those experiencing homelessness.
But let's get right over to Matt Gray with your forecast to prepare you for this weekend.
All right, and we got some snow right now in the inland northwest. Some very light accumulations we expect for the rest of the morning. We'll transition over to a little bit of wintry mix, some sleet and some freezing rain. Could be some icy roads around lunchtime, but some much improved conditions as we head into the afternoon. We'll be looking for some warmer temperatures starting this afternoon across the Palouse, and we'll see above freezing conditions everywhere this weekend.
Still waiting for crews to plow your streets. 4 News Now spoke with the city of Spokane to find out when you'll start to see those plows in your neighborhoods. Crews will be on 12-hour shifts until every street on every route's been plowed, which typically takes about 3 days. The city also told us there is a calculated plan for plowing. However, the wait should be over soon, and you can expect to see those plows over the next few hours or days if you haven't already.
Now, because of the significant amount of snow, plows in Spokane County were forced to circle back to those main arterial routes several times, which are prioritized over residential areas. And that has left many county roads neglected. And while that might be frustrating, these plows can only do so much with the amount of snow as it blankets a large area. The county tells us that snow plows worked for hours, laying down salt and de-icer, taking advantage of yesterday's window of decent weather before the next round of snow kicked back off.
This winter, there's a new resource designed to keep homeless people from the streets and into a shelter. The Salvation Army street level van does just that by picking up homeless people in the community wherever they are and taking them to any shelter within Spokane. You can help by donating hand warmers, gloves, mittens, and more. We have more information about this resource and how you can be involved on our website, kxoy.com.
Of the name of a man accused of shooting a woman in Ephrata. Investigators say the 21-year-old victim ran to a neighbor's house yesterday morning and told them she'd been shot. Law enforcement eventually found the suspect, 31-year-old Tomas Miguel Lopez. He was found at the home pictured on your screen but refused to come out. Police saw him lying just inside the front doorway, saying it appeared he was under the influence. Police entered the home, arrested him. He faces attempted murder charges.
The Washington Department of Commerce invested $312 million to address the urgent need for affordable housing in communities throughout the state. $274 million will go towards creating an almost 3,500 multifamily rental housing units, including housing for people with disabilities and those experiencing homelessness. Another $38 million will help hundreds of low-income first-time buyers.
Congress has passed a short-term funding extension to avert a government shutdown. This morning, a signature from President Joe Biden is the last step needed to enact this bill. The measure creates new funding deadlines of March 1st and 8th, which extends spending levels for certain government programs. The stopgap measure also gives lawmakers more time for full-year appropriation bills to be negotiated and passed. For now, lawmakers are signaling that they could cooperate on certain issues, including border security.
President Donald Trump will remain on the ballot in Washington. A Thurston County Superior Court judge denying the request to remove his name. Similar requests have been made in other states, many citing a section of the 14th Amendment that would prevent anyone from holding office if they engage in an insurrection.
Alaska Airlines says it's extending its cancellations because of Boeing 737 MAX 9 flights until Sunday. The airline says the ongoing grounding impacts between 110 and 150 flights per day. The FAA grounded these specific kinds of planes when a door plug blew off one of its flights at 16,000 feet.
In a 4 News Now consumer alert, the CDC is expanding its warning about the risk of salmonella in charcuterie meat. There are now a total of 47 reported illnesses in 22 states, including Washington and Idaho, linked to the Basetto brand charcuterie sampler. The product was also sold under different names. At Costco, it went by the name Grand Beretta. So far, there have been 10 hospitalizations linked to salmonella exposure.
You may not have to adjust your clock for daylight saving time after this year. There's a new bill being introduced to permanently switch the entire state of Washington to Pacific Standard Time. Part of that reason is why local lawmakers say springing forward and falling back can cause health risks. Now, if passed, the state can put this into effect without the approval of Congress. Senator who introduced the bill says, like other states, Oregon, California, Nevada, and Idaho are also looking into similar bills. We'll have a final check of your weekend weather right after this.